Hey, everybody.
I don't think it's a roll for us tonight. I don't know what's going on.
That's right. Got a double hitter.
Did that just play twice?
It did. But it froze.
You guys
froze
are
on
twice.
me.
You guys are once for Tim, once for Ray.
That's
the
right.
way you do that.
I tell you, it's a double hitter, FOMO. How's it going, guys? What y'all up to?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
What's up? Living the dream.
It is amazing. Plus, because we got a hungry queen. We got a hungry queen, and then some bees going off of the auction.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And I got
I'm gonna go with the first refresh because I like the zeros. I know Dusty's
I did hit. I was supposed to burn something today, but it was like $85 in gas, so I rejected it. Is the Ethereum chain a little busy?
Must be a little bit off right now.
A little busy. Yeah, man.
The burn file is not burning anymore, so don't look at it.
Oh no, yeah.
Gas is 22 right now.
22.
Maybe you've burned so many.
Yeah, maybe, right?
Extra gas fees.
Look at these two.
We got some things on sale here tonight. What's going on?
Deals.
Look at this.
Yeah,
so
man.
we got Hungary at 83.38. The Blaze is looking for a bid. Black Mama's at 21.38. The Spider is looking for a bid. And Black Mamba is 23.38. Who is on that 23.38 kick?
Yeah.
8.38. So I think we have one guy bidding on three things.
No, everybody likes that number around here, man. It's popular. It's popular.
Okay. It is. And then zeros. What's up with that? I'm gonna have to go open up and get a Blaze for myself.
Hey, I was looking up Hungry, and I'm not. Well, never mind. I'm not. Why would you even tell people? Never mind.
So you're bidding on Hungry then?
No, I'll say it. But cryptocurrency, they have a, what is it? I think it's either 12 or 15% tax. That's what it is. All crypto. No matter what. Yep. And I think since COVID ended, the pandemic stuff of people being locked down, they gave them half off. So it's like 7.5%. Crazy.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, right? That's across the board. Huh?
They're encouraging people to use it though.
Well, encouraging people to use it, and just so they don't go, smashing people that are actually, doing well. And everybody knows there's big, humongous pullback, right? But yes, twice as exciting. Yes, absolutely. That's right. I know, Robin.
I don't think that's really going to happen, Robin. We've trained people to wait until the end to, put their bids in. So
yeah, they won't go for zero.
Yeah, no. It is never so close, but I think that's kind of what people are doing now, Robin.
Nobody wants to tip their hands.
When almost quiet, something's going on.
Calm down.
He's just sitting over there. I haven't said a word yet. He just said, "Hey, how's it going?"
Say right now, I'm busy.
There it is.
Yep, look, it is, Will. That's what I'm talking about. So, well, at least for two of them. Some of them got pretty strong bids, And Ariel, happy to add 2 new members to our family. Did you get 2 more, Ariel? Awesome. Very cool.
Nice. Very
nice. I'm excited. That's great news. Should maybe pop in if you, and I'm not saying if you had their Twitter handle or something, put them in here because the bees follow bees. Got to get out there, Welcome the new fam. Very cool, Ariel. Congratulations to you. You're awesome. Yep, that
It
is
deserves
awesome.
a nomination.
It does, and then Ariel Martinez. I'm gonna write it down. You got to see the positive pollinators, Ariel. That's what Hatsack and Zinnia are doing. They just did some stuff on FOMO's show this morning. So let me write that down. Very cool.
It's very weird that with 10 minutes left, it does something weird where it says the auction is over.
Well, Tim doesn't hold it up. He
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm refreshing right now, and it's saying that. It's very weird. Now it's back. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody's going with 139. That's not
There
high.
you go. 139.
139.
Somebody's really trying to steal it.
I mean, come on. You're gonna have
Wasn't
to.
me.
Spidey. Spider B. We're glitching over here. You see glitching?
Nope.
No? Okay.
My intro glitched on us. I don't know what happened there, but crazy stuff.
The world is crazy, Tim.
This is the only thing I'm working on.
There you go.
That's why it's glitchy. The further you get in the metaverse, the more glitchy it gets. I got in the 6,000s the other night, and it locked me out.
Did it really?
I got rugged on the show and everything.
You did.
Froze up. I was like, what is going on?
It did. It did. It
You
got pretty
to that
good.
story again. That's not leaving. So not saying goodbye. You sticking with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tonight, we're going to go over some news and do a reaction. Hold on.
I'll take care of it. Yeah, we're gonna watch a little video and then react to a couple different topics that are pointed out inside the video. So yeah, we'll do that after the auction ends, and then of course we got the burns going, keeping the burn fest alive just as well. You right there, Ray? You gonna make it?
Dude, I've never had that happen, man. I've never been. That's something. I'm a talker. It never must be in the air. It's the allergies. It's summer.
You got to turn up the AC.
Turn up the AC. I turn it up. I'm like the warmth. I like the tropical. My wife is a little chilly. Yep. But George, let me get this out the way here. They are discounts, George. Look.
Oh yeah.
200 B, honey. That is a deal. Might be something that you can kind of scoop up there.
I don't think it's going to last very long.
What do you think?
4 minutes to go.
What do you think of these bids on the Black Mamas? Is that those pretty good bids, huh? You think
those are good bids. Pretty strong. Pretty strong.
Yeah. Because Hungary, that's a princess queen, and then you got Blaze 139, Spider 139. That is nice, man.
I think everything's going to move.
Everything, huh?
Everything's going up from here.
Wow.
But
Yeah, no. The other thing too is, does anybody see if anybody else looking at burns? Let me go over to the link real quick, and I'm just going to give a little rundown of the burn. So, yeah, it's been about 24 hours. And look, since yours, Tim,
yeah,
there's been two. That's all. Two in 24 hours.
Well, I think I did 211. There's been 1-1.
211, yeah.
So now it's 212.
16 billion.
That's the New York area code right there. I should have taken that one too, but I missed it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's all right. I'll get another one right now. I get 213.
Yeah. Now I'm looking. I have bid on one on here, so you got a bid
What on here?
on where?
Oh, you starting to search the burn fest?
Yeah, the Burn Fest. Yeah,
All right.
trying to. Hopefully, we'll hear. Hopefully,
That's
it'll ping. Yeah.
Nice. Let's keep it going.
Spider's up. Spidey Beard's up.
Oh, really?
Got another bid, huh?
2-minute warning coming early.
2 minutes out.
$3.99. There it is.
Oh, look at that.
I cannot see you. I cannot see you.
No, that's good.
I like it. I like it.
I do like the Blaze, though.
I
Yeah,
think Blaze is good looking. I love all the Blaze. Blaze is cool. That's a cool beat.
It is. Even his slash face, he's just been out there, he's been out there killing it,
I'm surprised that this Black Mamba, I thought this Black Mamba was going to go higher than this one.
Oh, you think? No.
They're both
No,
looking
that's
good.
a good one. That's a good price.
I love the helmet, though. I love this.
Well, you got the Army helmet on the other one, man.
What's wrong with the other helmet?
Yeah,
Nothing
he's
wrong
got
with it.
Sniper helmet.
Yeah, and he's got diamond teeth, man. Yeah. Diamond teeth. This guy got diamond hands. I get it. And then
He's got gold and diamond, and he's got diamond hands.
did you say
He's
that
got a lot more bling.
he does got bling? Is that what that is? Star Wars? Is that what you said? This Star Wars helmet?
That might be trademarked, but it is a space helmet.
He said it might be. Well, there could be anything. Could be a Star Wars, man. Anytime you're warring out at the stars, But yeah, that is true.
That hits a little too close to home.
It is close.
But I like it.
That's right.
No, there's nothing wrong with this one. I just thought it would have been higher, but they're not far. But I think they'll move. Spider move.
Moving. Everything's moving. It's already moving.
Yep.
38 seconds. Fast guess only. Go get after it. Don't miss out.
Look at
10,000 on Hungary move. Blaze is now off the floor. 21.38 had no move. 4.12, and then 23.38 for this last Black Mamba. Nice. Looking
17
good.
seconds.
See if anybody else can squeak one out. But that Hungary is strong now. That's good.
Yeah, that's a
good
strong
bid. Blaze is legit. Spider looking good. 21.38. This is the only one that hasn't moved.
23.38 hasn't moved. What are you talking about?
They didn't. Right? Those two didn't move.
Right on.
3:15.
Oh, something changed. Oh, I love it.
Changed.
4.12 Spider.
Sniped
Somebody
this
squeaked in.
I sniped the second one. Look at that.
4:03.
Wow.
Look at that. I took out two of the least expensive again. Shopping at the 99-cent store. 412, 403. Taking some bees home.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very nice.
I like the empowerment bees. I really didn't look at them. Yeah, that's cool.
Look at that empowerment bee for number 4. Look at the guy. Look at the
The
fireman.
Mayan.
Dude, look at that.
Mayan
And a black cape kind of thing.
bat bee. It's a bat bee.
Yeah,
That's
bat
Bappy,
bee.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
What is this? A turbojet stinger or something?
It's
Yeah.
That's a hot salsa. They call that the hot salsa stinger.
I like the one at the end too. The puppy with what'd you call that helmet? Tim? Spartan.
The Spartan helmet.
Iron Man. That's pretty good.
Who picked up the Hungary one? Nobody here.
Right
No,
here.
nobody here.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't click
Not,
on that.
not allowed to. Not
What are
allowed
you doing,
to.
Tim?
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, Ray. What do you mean? What am I doing?
Yep.
Yeah. No. A couple of barbers right here in the beginning. And
Hey,
this
you
is
know who that
a
was?
a honey pot.
I recognize those numbers.
I
Where
recognize those numbers too. That's an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
That guy likes to eat seafood every day. He likes his seafood.
Yep.
He likes to stack his crabs up.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Stack his salmon cakes.
There you go. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You see what FOMO got? FOMO 51 got seat number 2 and seat number 4. Another Zinnia bee with her beard.
Right Zinnia spider, man. I mean, that's awesome.
And RJ Oakley, he loves Spider-Man.
All right. There you go.
So,
And yeah, that Blaze, man, he's very, very cool.
yeah,
I like him.
he's
That's
relaxed.
quite a neck fur he's got going on there.
It's gold. It's Ray.
That's
It's
like
Ray.
a lion.
It is
It's like
gold.
a lion's mane kind of neck fur.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep. And, I
And
think,
then Ray, I thought you were going to definitely take Hungary for 10,001. No more, D-Ray? Hello?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other Ray. No, I don't want other people. If I'm coming over you, I'm coming over you 10%.
oh,
Oh,
he's,
that's a routine?
yeah, he's not doing no pennies. No.
I'm coming over you with 0.38 cents just to stick it to you. That's
I'm
what
gonna put a point. That's right.
I'm just going to like, beep, boop, boop.
No, that's it, man. Correct. Very cool.
Nice. Yeah, we'll do that one more time just to make it official.
Oh, FOMO down. FOMO down.
Homo drop.
Oh.
So 10,000, 403, 2138, 412, and 2338. Thought those guys would move a little more, but hey,
Nope.
Nice.
Good strong bid,
very good. Still searching over 654. Where are you at, Ray?
180. Why is mine so slow over here, man? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know how you win a bid at all ever if you can't even get.
Well, I mean, I don't usually bid. I usually just make a strong bid. I don't do the last minute stuff. If I want something, I will bid for like I want it.
It's strong.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
16,056,858,000 burned.
Oh yeah.
And that is 212 out of 457. Nice.
Love
Going
it.
strong. Going strong.
Right on. So do you want to hop into, the discussion, or do you want me to go over some of the little bit of news first, or what are you thinking here?
Whatever you want. You tell me. I got it queued up if you want me to play anything you want.
Yeah, what do you guys want? You guys want me to do some news first and then we jump into that?
Yeah, that works.
Whatever you're happy with. We want you to be happy.
Thank you.
We're happy for
you. Yeah, you got dogs barking. Now I got 2 dogs. You would bark before, so you got to deal with it, everybody.
They're talking to each other.
That's right.
Tell them to be quiet.
Yep, they're buddies now. So yeah, I'm gonna just jump into some news. It's not well, I mean, I guess it is. It's just kind of like what's going on in the overall space, and usually, and we heard, like I said, several times in Austin about how people in the gaming sector believe that Web3 is going to be coming through gaming. So I'm not going to get in too much because that's exactly literally what they're talking about and saying here. We do know too, art. Obviously NFTs in general, that's kind of the big push from the very beginning and will always be a part of NFTs. So I really didn't want to kind of, stay there. But social media, right? And social media is another industry that can benefit from the adoption of Web3. And I wanted to touch on this because Twitter, for example, allows users to showcase their NFTs and their NFT profile pictures to Twitter Blue members. On iOS. Now, and I'm just asking, I don't know, Dusty, do any of you guys do that with the Twitter Blue? Are you guys into, I'm just because I really haven't myself. Does anybody here on this panel or what we're talking tonight, does anybody do Twitter Blue?
I'm not. Are you, Foma?
I was going to, but it seemed that I needed some articles done, and it was a little bit of work.
Right. It is. There's some things to it. And it just rolled out. But this is what I want to talk about. The implication of these two are twofold. First, artists can use Twitter to showcase and sell their artwork. Second, buyers can use Twitter to find and purchase art. Social media has become has also central to community building. We know that because that's exactly what we're doing on Spaces, doing all that thing when we're tweeting, going into other people's spaces, and kind of just direct messaging people on collaborating. We've been doing and working in this space. But, when you look at RTFKT in 6 months, they generated over 1.5 billion gross merchandise value, but decided to keep only 300 million. So that's literally what some projects are doing and using Twitter and other places. So I know, a lot of people are doing spaces, doing work, getting in there, grinding. Well, it's a great place for us to be because that's one of the first Web3, I think, social media platforms that is really going to be pushing this. And that's what's funny is it is still Web2, right? Springboarding hopefully into some Web3 stuff, but we'll see how that goes. But you have to start somewhere because again, you got to get your own community. You got to kind of start collaborating and networking with people. So Twitter is a perfect combination, and everybody, that's kind of obviously why we're there. But, it's just something like I said, wanted to talk about. Entertainment, obviously, too, the entertainment industry and Web3 technology. We've seen there's a lot of people starting getting in there. Justin Bieber. I've seen, what's her name? Paris Hilton. I've seen a lot of people starting to, go in there. A lot of entertainers, Jay-Z. We saw the boxers. So, you see that happening. But another industry is healthcare. That can benefit from adopting Web3. The use of Web3 can help create a more secure, efficient, and immersive healthcare experience. I don't know, anybody please jump in here, but it's talking about physiotherapy will utilize computer vision, such as cameras to measure the range of motion in injured joints and the patient's recovery progress, right? I don't know, and I'm being straight up, just trying to tell you, being honest, I don't even know what physiotherapy is. So, it's going to be using, I guess you can see maybe the progress and obviously of what's going on in the patient, and that can be used in either NFTs or kept, keeping track of in the Web3 world. Fashion and luxury, I thought this one was interesting, is beginning to explore Web3. For example, Hugo Boss released a TikTok challenge. And this, I think, is something that we need to start doing, because we need to start engaging our community and others outside of our community and doing things like this, in which participants could win NFTs and 5 distinct Boss X Russell Athletic NFT jackets. Look, that's what FOMO's been talking about with us with the 3 commas, jackets. So the campaign generated 3.1 million Boss Moves videos. So 3 million people created a video for this hashtag, Boss Moves. That's kind of stuff that you need. That's engagement, right? And over 7.5 billion views were collected by all those videos. That's awesome. That's great. That's a great thing. Estee Lauder's Clinique collection hosted a contest for customers for members of its loyalty program, with an opportunity to win free items for 10 years, one of 3 versions of NFT art that they shared, stories of optimism on social media. So again, you can start seeing that these projects are doing that as well, and they're having great success. Of course, they got already a following, but that's the kind of stuff that needs to, we're all community builders. We need to start coming up with cool ideas on how to get people engaged and how to get outside of our own bubble and ecosystem. But the main thing, the bottom line is that we're moving forward towards a more immersive Web3. Even if we can only speculate what will be like, and every beauty brand will need to have a virtual strategy. But what this is saying, my message for brands who want to know what to do is to do something, right? It's funny because that's like a slogan that we say around here. You just gotta start, right? Who knows if you do something and it's not going to be maybe as successful as you thought it was going to be, right? But you have to do something. You can't just kind of sit and talk about all of this stuff. You have to take action. And I know Tim, being in the internet marketing space, that's what they always would say. What is it, Tim? What was the word that they always tell? Take action, right?
Yeah, well, consistent action is what really wins. So if you always got to do something, even if it's just the littlest bit. You got to show up consistently. You do that, and you're on your way.
Every day. That's right. So this is another thing: bull or build. There is no bear. I mean, of course, we know that's what we're in, the bear market. But if you're doing one of these 2 things, or maybe both, it doesn't matter what's going on here, right here with the bear. Because, I don't think any of us were planning on pulling out any of what we put in maybe a year, 2 years ago. I've always had, for me, and this isn't financial advice, I always had a kind of a 5-year type plan of what, I was thinking how long this was going to be in here. So, and I want to get in, to this because it's a cool article. It's easy to get caught up in the chatter and concern that erupted in recent weeks around the collapse of Terra USD, the stable coins. You keep seeing and hearing about it. People, other projects with job cuts, extreme market conditions, and just the broader decentralized finance ecosystem. You keep hearing a lot of stuff about that, right? But it's essential. It's essential for builders to keep building, right? And that's literally that's why I love this stuff. Is that's what we're doing. We're building either communities, we're building out ecosystems. We're either trying to collaborate. Some people are building their brand. Some people are doing that on spaces and kind of going and working on that. That's the exact thing that we need to be doing right now. It's not focusing on whatever this price is, okay, or that's related to fiat dollars. So in recent events, there was ETH Amsterdam and End Permissionless. A deeper, more poignant conversation began to emerge, and it's one we expect will continue to dominate discourse as we move through this bear market and into something more productive, and stable. Infrastructure scaling. That is all the kind of stuff that's going on right now, everybody. It is really neat because again, you're seeing some things as all this really kind of crunches, and people, you just saw, what was that one, Tim, you were talking about with the Bitcoin, where they had to kind of liquidate stuff, but they did get the money they needed, right? I think you said it's down to what, 2,300 for Bitcoin they need.
Yeah, that was consensus. Consensus bought their way down to what?
It wasn't consensus.
Celsius.
There you go.
I think it was a C.
It was a C.
Celsius, bought their way down to liquidation of 2,700. If Bitcoin goes to 2,700 now, then they have issues. But they're gonna work their way. They're not gonna have to go into bankruptcy and restructuring and everything like that because they pledged more Bitcoin. So their liquidation price is 2,700. So they got a long ways to go before they're in the hot seat again. But I did hear it. I guess you guys can't hear my screen, but I don't want to interrupt you, Ray. But I found something in 1508.
I'll stop. Right toe.
Just leave it right there, Ray. I'm just gonna hit this, and have to restart this over again. A little bee honey, mint and burn. Let's see the gas. Low gas. $21. I'll take it.
Still, yeah. Huh. So tell me when we're back.
1 second. Just want to make sure that this is
all good. Multitasking. That's what I love. We're burning.
Yes.
We're educating. We doing the whole gamut.
It's pending.
There you go.
Go ahead.
The main thing, and this is kind of the main idea of this whole article. In other words, what they're talking about is how do we build infrastructure to onboard the accelerating crypto newbies and use cases. That's the whole thing of this kind of this pullback. Now everybody is either looking on how we can get this new batch, because now the prices are exactly right for anybody newbie coming in. But that's the whole idea, is how can we accelerate and help with onboarding all the crypto newbies and use cases. But it's just kind of neat because that's again something that we've been really kind of focusing on. So that means that upstart builders only 3 years ago are now in a position to sponsor the builders of today and tomorrow. That is a symbol of major progress. That's what this guy is saying, because we've kind of had some experience through this, right? We do know some of the difficulties, the hurdles, the problems of onboarding people, and now maybe there's ways where we can maybe start working on tools, maybe even some kind of automated type of assistance to help people get on here in a more user-friendly manner. So just it is good, but there's new change, there's new opportunities, and there's new challenges. So the other thing is we're going to be living in a layer 2 world, and we need to be ready to scale. This means that we'll be facing more incentive mechanisms, more currencies, more oracles, more asset bridges, more of everything. So that's what all this stuff going on top of the actual Ethereum layer 1. People are building these layer 2s. There's also a challenge emerging as of this growth, how to get teams to build from scratch with multi-chain support in mind, right? That's another thought that's going in to these people that are out there just kind of making this new system stand up. But there's a lot of questions out there, and I won't go. This is kind of maybe not as focused on what we would do or thinking about, but how do we do that in a scalable way? These are what people are kind of thinking about as they're building this next group of people that are coming in that are eager to start and build, right? But again, the other thing that I thought was funny is it was kind of the whole idea of it is just get to work, right? Just don't be concerned about prices, just like we talked about in the internet with 2000. Don't be worried about that. because we all know that this is Web3. This is the next iteration of the internet, and that's all the stuff that we're working on. So it's all good. Like I said, I just thought that was interesting, and kind of wanted to go through that. But if you had that video, you might see me pop off. If you see me pop off, I'm just handing it over to Garnett over on Twitter.
No problem.
Right on, man.
All right, let's jump into this part. I think this was the section that maybe. Good evening. Yes, Floor.
I was got something I was going to share real quick, just to show what Ray was talking about. Just do something. Just do something. Anything can be. So we all remember this on Twitter, right?
Yep.
I mean, anybody that follows any kind of hashtag that has something to do with NFTs, I mean, this was everywhere. It actually made news stories, everything, and everybody's like, "What the heck? Like, this is the worst FUD that you could ever see." But it wasn't FUD at all. It was marketing. This article actually come out to talk about, you almost fell for it, didn't you? This was actually a NFT project. So they came out with a project called God Hates NFTs. But this is the most genius move that I've seen in years, is because this got so much attention from not only people, but media outlets and stuff. It's like, it was like a big uproar that was going on, and it got it in front of a bunch of people, but it is actually, let me pop over here and copy the link. Was just such a strong marketing move.
Yeah. Well, and you can see even by the colors and the banners that they're doing, they were kind of playing off of this other crazy radical group, right? It's funny. I mean, it is. I did know when they were doing it right when Tim was at NFT New York. I think that's where they started. Yeah.
That's where they were. Yeah, they were down there then.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was actually just a small idea, like, hey, let's go hire some people to be protesters and just make these signs, But it was actually an NFT project. It was just, man, it was genius to me. It was smart to me. Just one little bitty small idea could completely blow something up. It just got it in front of a bunch of people. So it just goes back to that statement. Just do something. Just build. Just focus on what you've got in front of you, what you're working on, and keep doing that. A good idea is going to hit somewhere, and get everything blowed up you're working on. So I thought it was cool. That's one of my favorite marketing schemes of the year. So
no, I think I saw them when I was in Manhattan, because they were down there. That was like day 2 of the NFT NYC event, and I chuckled and kept walking. But there's a big line of them running around. But yeah, I mean, that when everybody is trying to go into that event and saying everything's great, and you want to swim against the stream, and you'll get enough attraction out of that. So it was great marketing, like you said. Just not going with the flow with what everybody else is doing. You go the opposite way, even though they're selling NFTs just like everybody else. But taking the other side of it all. It was crazy.
Everybody thinks you have to drop millions and millions of dollars to get out in front of people, and I mean, a few signs, some colored pencils. Let's go.
Yeah. You just got to do something. Anything like that you can do viral, and people, there is no secret sauce to that either, right? Sometimes that you just hit it, right? And yes, that's why you mean what you're talking about. Just do something, because you don't know what will make it go. Right. It's a great point.
Well, whatever it is, you have to, follow your passion and make a statement. If you can't do the same thing that everybody else is doing. And that was the point of that project, is that, everybody was running into Manhattan, everybody's pro NFT, everybody's, hawking their projects. There was thousands of vendors, all this kind of stuff. And 20 people outside with the signs and the protests and making noise, looking like they're against the whole operation when they really weren't. And that, that's the part that really clicks and caught everyone's attention. I laughed at it. I remember that lady with that sign, God hates NFTs. I laughed and I kept walking, but then reading that story when they put out the press release that it's not really, it's an NFT collection. So, when I saw that, I was like, now, it clicks twice, and that's when, it catches my attention versus the other 2,000 vendors that I saw, that all kind of blend into each other. And then, I have to remember who I spoke to or what, why that caught my eye or whatever it was. But I remember seeing that lady. God hates NFTs. It was funny. So
there's ways to do it, man. Maybe we put some big B stickers on the side of a car and get in a high-speed chase or something all the way across the country. Get on the news. What do you think, FOMO? No,
I think we should just go out there with pickets and says, "I'm here to make some honey," and just have the bees be pumped out in the speakers, and all you hear is buzzing. Like everybody coming out of the the events, they don't hear anything other than buzzing, and you just sit there like this all day. Like
you just walk through the crowd like
like
this. Everybody can start running.
You pipe in the bee sound. Like, did you get stung? I've been stung. You get stung, right. And then you just
start smacking yourself.
Yeah, you go like that. Yeah, don't be killing me, bees. It's just the wave.
Right.
It's just the wave. But think about that. To just pipe it in speakers, just buzzing bees. Put a couple of fake hives. It's just fun. Just look at them though. They were out of the box. They destroyed the box, and they sold some NFTs. How many did they sell, D-Ray?
I think they sold their collection out. Yeah, they sold their collection out.
Right.
And their floor's looking good. So don't anybody go buy them, but it's just, it was just a marketing ploy. And
if it's for you, it's for you. But it was an eye-catching thing. But FOMO, I'm going to tell you, I forgot to bring this up the other day, but I think it was Sunday or Monday, out walking the dog, we actually walked through a swarm across the road. And so I'm going to show this off. I don't know if you can hear it, but we were in the middle of it. And let me play this and turn this up. I don't know if you can hear him. But we're walking the dogs, and the bees cross from one side of the road, and then they're all in this. There's thousands of them going for these trees. And they were all about 3-4 feet over us. So It was really not a big deal, but we stopped. And I took a video of this. I think I have one more.
Are the bees better?
Are they what? You can see them in this shot a little bit.
Right.
But there's thousands of them crossing the road, and they just go and jump up into these trees.
I see them now.
Yeah. If this was high def, it'd be a different situation. But I can see them on mine. It's just not coming through the same way. But it was really wild to sit and watch them. And you can hear them. It was deafening when we're walking underneath them. But yeah,
I love bees.
Walking through the swarm.
I love them.
No, yeah, it was cool. So I don't know what Ray's doing. Let's take a quick look at this one. Still found. Let's see if this is still working. Obviously, pending. So it got there fast, but it's not closing out. We'll see. I don't know if he's coming back at 10:01. He should jump back in there any second. He passed it off to Garnett. There he is.
I am. Yep. Let me turn it down. Sorry, my bad.
No problem.
I was doing a switch over on Twitter. Multitask. That's what I love about crypto, man. Can't stop it. We're streaming. We're doing live, spaces and Twitter. I know we got TikToks going.
Did you not hook up your fancy mic tonight?
Pull
it over.
I got to bring it over to my. There you go. Look at that.
There you go. That much better. Now you have the golden voice going on.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it. I was gonna say that's the golden voice.
No, we were just talking to Garnett. Garnett got a guest, a musician. So they're gonna have a good time over there. But yep. What do you got? Are you gonna guys going over that video, or you already did it?
We talked about Dusty's thing and then marketing, and then we talked about swarming bees, which I walked through a swarm this weekend, and I played it. You could hear it a little bit, but it was amazing. The swarm crossing the road right over our heads. It was wild.
You didn't it wasn't around you, right? You just what?
Right over my heads. I mean, they didn't hit me. They didn't come after me. They were on a mission. They crossed the road right as we were there.
Ray, they're not going to bother him. He's a bee.
Right. I was one of them.
It's the hair, FOMO. It's the hair.
It don't
If they
matter.
weren't, if they weren't moving so fast, I would have saw them like, give me a high five or whatever.
You know,
Something
if they
went
landed
wrong.
on him, they would just give him a kiss and take off.
You got the shirt. Something went wrong.
Not then.
Well, no, you're
I was wearing
legit.
the one that was be the change you want. They were like, there you go.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, you ready to start this video? We got a couple clips to go over. We're gonna watch and react to this one.
Yes, sir.
Start it up.
Yeah, I listened to that one. It's pretty good.
Crypto scales in July. Typically, we've seen, historically speaking, when we get into these summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere, crypto markets heat up. We're not in the territory right now, though, with the bear market. So what are the big three things that we're looking for? Danilo, if you want to go ahead and just pull up this quick article written by Felix NG, and I want to go ahead and touch on some of these highlights and then get our experts' insights, because one of the big things that I pulled out of this was when we're in this crypto market crash, an overall positive sign for the industry is going to rely on some of these three big key announcements that are about to come up. So the CPI, which we've talked about on previous episodes, the next report comes out on the 13th. And one of the things that I wanted to notate is last time we saw this report come out, it was 8.6 CPI. So I want to kick this over to Sam. Why is this such an important marker for the macro environment currently? And what are you really looking for out of this next report on July 13th?
Sure.
This one, this was a little early. I think FOMO wanted to go over the next one. Did you want to talk about this, FOMO? Because you know from the restaurant business, the consumer price index and the price of things, it's just talking about inflation. Right. And that number, the new numbers coming out July 13th. So I was just going to talk about that a little bit, how
Absolutely.
year over year.
Yeah, it's going to be a big indicator. Our rent increase is priced on the CPI.
Right.
So if it goes up drastically, I cap it at 4% when I did my lease. So it's automatically going to go up to 4%. Because I heard the CPI. Do you remember the last CPI? What was it? It was high.
8.6, I think it was.
This one's coming high. They're estimating this one high.
Right.
So,
right.
What do you think? So go ahead.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be high as well. And we just got our tax bill here in Greenwich, and it went up 24%.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
That's a little much.
It's a little much, but we have the lowest tax rate in the state, and we have much lower than in New York. I'm 2 blocks out of New York, so we've been spoiled. But it's not a very high tax rate as it is. But everybody else who's when you're budgeting and stuff like that, all of a sudden it's 24% more. Nobody likes that.
Well,
Doesn't matter how low it is.
That's why it doesn't matter what market you're in or what, even food or it doesn't matter. I mean, when this stuff happens, people tighten their belts, and there's not that jubilance of throwing dough around, man. Right?
Yeah. And that's kind of what they say here if we keep watching.
So it's an important metric for the macro climate because the Federal Reserve is tracking inflation, and its monetary policy is based in large part on inflation. Yeah. Going to have to continue hiking rates despite the fact that we're likely heading into a recession.
Yeah. Now they'll go into the other one.
So I guess what would be a number that we're looking for, heading into this? Is there any kind of, could we touch as high as 9? Or are we looking for stabilization around this like 8.6?
So I haven't seen any forecasts yet. Usually the forecast will start coming out probably in the next couple of days. My expectation as of last month was that June may be the peak. We could see a print higher than 8.6 annually, year over year, I should say, for June, before we begin to moderate in the second half of the year. So I think that's kind of my base case. But right now, it's all about expectations and how to manage those expectations. Everyone's expecting the CPI to begin to moderate at some point. We just don't know when the peak is going to happen. It may have happened in May, but we could have another month of really hot CPI, especially as the homeowner equivalent rent portion begins to be more priced in. So we'll find out very soon.
Cools down in this report. It is only a validation that Fed's rate hike is working, but we really have to take it as a grain of salt that it is actually the indication that they will tone down their quantitative tightening as of now, because First, they have to wait and watch. That's what they have said in their previous FOMC meetings, that they are very much ready to hike rates by another 75 basis points in July. So if inflation even comes down, we might see to scale them back to 50 bps, but we will still see a rate hike, because that is what the swap market is also predicting already, that we will reach about 3.75% from the current 1.75% slab. So we are looking to double that rate by the end of this year. So it does not actually amount that we will recover anytime soon, but any sign of slowing inflation is a good sign. That will churn up in the later dates to provide us a bottom in the markets we trade in, especially the risky markets.
So that was a little bit about the markets and what we're headed into. And of course, like you said, nobody has deep pockets when they're raising rates and trying to slow things down. So it makes it difficult for the for Bitcoin and the NFT market.
Yeah, there's an Ethereum gas fee one on here. Yeah.
Yep. Here it comes. The Bitcoin bottom. I think FOMO wanted to talk about that one.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
let's talk some local bottoms. Let's talk about where we are currently. There was a report, the MVRV score is a tried and tested bottom indicator, but it is not back at the base yet, one analyst warns. And so I want to kind of take a second here to gather our thoughts. I don't know, is this an indicator that you all like to trade with or use, this MVRV score? In it kind of indicating that this new low of 15.6 for Bitcoin. Are you all buying this? Is this something that you all like to use in your analysis? I will start here with Jordan first.
I've only used it a few times. I pull it more off of looking at Bitcoin instead of Glassnode, but it's more of an indicator to me that shows kind of the history of it. And when the indicator gets really low, it's kind of around the time that a bottom comes, which is currently at around now. It's still going to go a little lower compared to previous backs, but it's kind of similar to some of the other indicators that are out there that show around the time that a bear market bottom comes, this indicator also hits a low. I don't know. I've been starting to dollar cost average and other things, not necessarily Bitcoin. I don't know, because what I've just noticed, my portfolio has actually kind of stayed pretty level of last few month actually, maybe because like the altcoin markets are so illiquid that the coins have dumped so much that everybody's like, I'm just gonna hold it till the next one now. And like, so everybody's kind of focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum markets. So they're kind of taking the biggest dumps, while crypto, a lot of the altcoins are staying pretty steady just because nobody wants to do anything with them. So I'm kind of looking at those coins maybe more to start dollar cost averaging into. But yeah, I don't really try to pick a Bitcoin bottom. I just kind of get into the general vicinity of a bear market bottom and start doing my thing just like I did back in 2019.
You heard it first here. Sam, how are you approaching this kind of current Bitcoin dilemma? Are you trying to time a bottom, or are you trying to just dollar cost average in and accumulate as much as you can during this phase?
Well, in terms of Bitcoin bottom, obviously, you know the cliche, you can't pick a bottom, blah, 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 all that stuff. We all know that. I do expect us to head lower at some point, just because we've had such a long consolidation now below 20,000. Any kind of rally has been sold, and we haven't really had an impressive rally yet. So I do expect a leg lower, probably into the mid-teens. So for me, it's not really going to make much of a difference in the long term whether I scoop up now or scoop up at 16,000. In terms of my Bitcoin strategy, it's to accumulate over time and to accumulate as much Bitcoin as I can. So I'm not changing my strategy at all when it comes to that.
Very good. And Yashu, how are you approaching things right now, especially when we're kind of looking at Bitcoin? I know we're going to be diving into a little bit later in your segment, but just kind of your overall high-level view of where this bottom potentially could be and how you're approaching and assessing the situation.
See, I'm always backing against the macro fundamentals. And as far as people do not have money to buy these tokens, if we are really heading towards a game where people are losing jobs and inflation is super high, even when it cools down, it's really way, way higher than what Fed really anticipated to be, near 2%. So in this cycle, any kind of MVRV Z-score, it kind of it can predict that, we are completely over sold at this point. And even RSI, a very classic indicator, indicates the same, that we are oversold in a Bitcoin market on weekly timeframes. But it does not mean that we bottom out, because there has been many instances in the history of traditional finance in which any market who slips into an oversold territory, it stays there for weeks or months. So yes, it simply reflects that, yeah, Bitcoin has the tendency to bounce, but it does not really mean that it will bottom out. So we really have to watch what really Fed is going to do. Actually, one of the viewers actually commented that, listen to the Fed, follow the Fed. It's actually a smart statement. Whoever you are, yeah, that's what I'm actually trying to say. You really have to look into the macro fundamentals, and any kind of indicator standalone cannot work in your favor.
Did you want to comment on that one, FOMO, or
I did.
follow along with that? Yeah.
Right. I want to talk to a few things to that. When everybody remembers the pandemic, the government was just throwing money into the system. Cheap money, free money, the unemployment money coming from everybody, even if you weren't on unemployment. You remember we all had to go home, and the government was just throwing money, just printing it and throwing it. Well, we didn't analyze. Again, can I get that bar across it that this is entertainment purposes only?
Yeah. Here it comes.
So I've studied that, where you couldn't get anybody back to work. So if you pay attention, if you really think about it. So in some states, they were paying families like $5,000 a month to stay home. Nobody wanted to go to work. So if you had mom, dad, 4 children, they're paying you more money than you've ever made in your life. So then everybody's saying, hey, what should we do with this extra money? Let's buy some Bitcoin. Let's get into crypto. But we're forgetting that they bought things. I'll go into one thing. There was people that got so much money. I talked to an insurance agent, and people were buying very high-end cars. They were just going in and going, I want that Charger. I want this. I want that. So they used their extra money. They put the money on. They got their insurance at the type of insurance companies. And even the insurance agents were like, you can't afford this car. Oh, we know. We're just going to drive it for 5 months until they come take it. So if you pay attention and you listen to these questions, like, so now there's no free money. Now we're paying $5, $6, $7 for gas. So we're being overtaxed in the food cost. So this is where the problem comes in. And so food and fuel do not get calculated in the inflationary numbers. I don't know who came up with that, but somebody came up and like, hey, Bob, let's not count the 2 worst things in the world for our inflationary numbers. We want it to look good. We want to let the sheep in America know it's only at 8.6%. No, it's not. You're a liar. It's at 38%. The United States citizens are getting crushed right now. So you need to really pay attention on now Bitcoin. Unless you start paying your mortgage in Bitcoin and cars in Bitcoin and fuel in Bitcoin, you must sell your Bitcoin for fiat. Until I can go to a gas pump in Arizona and drop in N2 Cash or drop in, BHNY, then I don't have to switch it out. So we need adoption to calm this printing of money. And then, I'll ask one other question. I know it's supposed to be a quarter. We had the first quarter of 2022. We had a negative growth. And then this quarter, they haven't had the numbers. It's another negative growth. So they came up with a number that says, we're not in a recession yet unless it's 3 quarters in a row. Okay.
It's always been 2 quarters.
Right. But I'm letting you know that's some guy named Bob. We're in a recession. Okay. FOMO head is saying, I'm rewriting accounting books. We're in a recession. When you cannot afford to fill up your car, you can't afford to come to a restaurant. Instead of going to a restaurant twice a week, you're going once. Instead of, filling up your car, you're putting in enough to get you through your next paycheck. So this is where Bitcoin. So I'm watching the numbers, and until us people have enough money to buy Bitcoin, you're not going to get the lift. We're going to be bouncing along the bottom, and we're going to look for the governments of the world to actually care about their citizens, because we already know they don't. And that's what we're going to have to do. And that's not financial advice. That's just if you're paying attention. Republican, Democrat, does not matter. As an American, gas at $7 doesn't do anybody bit of good.
But I think too, when you get there, innovation and all that is always what sparked anything. Because even back then, when 2008, 2007, there was nothing ever made. When they infused it with all the money, the banks and all that, propped everything up. There was never this innovation. There was never this big idea or things like that, right? That drove an economy. Maybe even back in the 2000s, you had the internet, you had real estate, and early, there was always things driving it. But this FOMO, I mean, I think when this starts really catching on and people see what's really going on here, and it starts getting into the medical fields and it starts getting into these type of places, and I mean, like, that's what I say. I get it and understand, but there's so much technology ready. I mean, and I'm not a fan when you start getting into AI, you start getting into biotech. There's a lot of stuff just waiting, because I think that's the next driver that's just going to make this. That's why it has to switch over, man. I don't think
go ahead.
We'll never be done. We'll never be done with that. There's always going to be this hybrid. I mean, there's always going to be banks. There's always going to be some fiat stuff. But this thing is going to drive it. And yeah, I don't know the timing. It was funny, that guy that was talking. It is funny because he was saying, yeah, I haven't messed with not a one altcoin, right? I was like, man, because they were hammering. I remember looking at it a year ago. I'm like, man, I look like a genius, man.
And I'll even go one further. If you like, when I was going to invest in the stock market, I took stock classes. Everybody said, well, what stock should you do? Well, I like Beyond Meat. I should have, when they did an IPO, I should have bought it because it was up. And then if you drink Coca-Cola, you invest in Coke. And if you love Starbucks, you invest in Starbucks. I'm saying the technology is going to have to do it, because the system we have set up, if you really pay attention, is not going to help us. So if you have home costs up 38%, if you have fuel up 45%, if you have food up 38%, you can come out with the new thing, but nobody has any money.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. We need fuel. We need gas to come down to the $2 again.
Well,
we need things.
Yeah, that's why I love that we're building our own ecosystem. That we are doing our own type of thing, because that's why we bring up the Binance and how they did it, right?
Right. That's why I spend 8 hours a day in crypto, because you look, and that's the out.
Right.
You look, okay, what about this? How about let's buy some homes and fix them up and sell them? Well, I can't do that because home costs, there's no
the wood. The wood. Yeah.
Like, I can't do that. Let's do this.
D-Ray's out there doing stuff too, I mean, it's wild,
So just stuff to think about. I think we're still going to be on the bottom for a little bit. And then as soon as some easing comes and the Fed does what they do, and gas has to come down. It's the biggest tax on the American public. I've had projects lined up, and I've had people ready to invest in crypto. And they said, hey, I got to hold off. I need to pay my mortgage, and I need to pay this has happened. Or I used to do this and I can't do that. Just something to think about.
Yep.
I'll ask one more thing. Everybody remembers when everybody's getting paid, $5,800 a month. The number one selling things were motorhomes. Motorhome was outsold by anything in the United States. They couldn't even keep a motorhome on the parking lot. They couldn't even put it. And now we're talking about a chip shortage, and you go to a car dealership, there's no cars. So you're going to have to pay, like Tim, you said, supply and demand. So, but we've been put into the supply and demand issue. So now we're like, I'd really like to buy that car, but I'm not paying sticker plus $8,000.
Right.
We need crypto. We need crypto. We need something that rhymes with M2. Did I say that correctly? Something that rhymes with M2.
It rhymes just like that, yeah.
Right. They said 0.0003 something. And, you know, I might put, you know, a little bit of money in that. And if that goes up 10 times, because that's what I look at in my brain.
Yeah.
Because the American dollar is just depreciating each and every day.
Yeah, even though that those crazy people are running into it, right? I mean, it is. It doesn't matter, right?
And then I watched that whole video. He was talking about Bitcoin, and he was talking about cash. And I watched the whole video. It's a very good video. As it's the trying times, like they don't know what to do. They're like, I can't take any more loss, but I have to pay for this. So they're moving money to fiat to pay for stuff. So it's a very tough thing. So like I said, this is just something I'm thinking about. I'm very pro crypto, pro NFTs, pro AI, all that stuff. So that's my thing on that story. I think it's amazing.
Let's roll into the silver lining. Let's talk about ETH a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I love
there
it.
You go.
Talk
that
to
is.
me. Right?
Find that.
I do.
Here it comes.
Bitcoin. But Ethereum's average gas fees have fallen down to $1.5. This is huge for those who have been operating on the Ethereum network for the past year or two. You've seen the gas fees, how ridiculous this has been. Is Ethereum heading down the right path here with lowering these gas fees and making sure that it's a little bit more scalable? Jordan, I'll kind of kick this over to you first, since you are the DeFi expert here in-house.
I don't ever judge what Ethereum is doing during a bear market because nobody's using anything. I want to see what it's like when it's actually when everybody's over there going crazy over this NFT project or that. I guarantee you the gas price is not going to be $1.57. So I don't know, like I haven't seen big announcements like we upgraded the Ethereum blockchain and it's more scalable now. So that factor is just it's just a sign of like people not using the network right now. So I need to see what it's like when it's during a time of high use, what the gas prices are like to be like, yeah, Ethereum's starting to figure it out. Because again, not even the merge is going to solve the gas problem. So we'll see how that goes.
So wait, what I'm hearing is that you're saying that this is just lack of use right now. Was NFTs like driving a huge component to those like high gas fees earlier in the year?
Yeah, NFTs, land sales, all these types of things were just like CryptoKitties back in 2017. Anybody trying to use Ethereum, even back in the early 2021 when DeFi was really popular, it was expensive. So anything that causes a lot of people to start using Ethereum makes the Ethereum fees go up. So right now, the fact that they're low just tells me that nobody's using the network.
Very good. Yashu, is Ethereum ever going to completely roll out all of their updates, or are we going to spend the next decade hoping and wishing?
Oh my God, you've asked me a very difficult question. Whatever I answer, I'll be chased by trolls. I mean, come on, ask me a simple one. But yeah, I think I agree with Jordan there. Fees is just a reflection of if people are using the network or not. If there's a demand in network, so there's so many people want to use it and there's so little space for them. So of course the fees increases because then the miners is the king. And right now, I don't think anybody is in a condition of using the network. People bought into NFTs in DeFi, and we are looking at this implosion across the sector with so many companies going down due to liquidation issues. So DeFi is in trouble in a way. NFTs, their sales have been plummeted as well. And most of the NFT we know were actually launched upon Ethereum blockchain. So it just narrows down to the same place that nobody is using it. And as you asked something about the future, so at the risk of really attracting something, even if they switch to POS, we still have to see they do it right. We have already been looking in so many other different, projects like Solana, and we are looking at so many other projects like. But the good thing is that Ethereum already has already like so many takers who want to stay with the network. So once they launch the POS, I cannot actually speculate on how well it will perform, given that Ethereum will be competing with the emerging chains at the same time, such as Cardano, which with very great update recently with Vassal Hard Fork, and then we have Avalanche, we have Solana. So I also have said that in the earlier analysis that it's a very co-joint space, and if Ethereum remains slower for people, they will just move out of it. So you really no comments on how they will do until I see what they do.
So the reason I call that the silver lining, right? You're probably like, what the heck? That's more gloom and doom. But to me, I mean, you heard the same thing over and over, right? Nobody's using it. Nobody's using it. Nobody's using it. A lot of people think it's an effective ETH 2.0, but we all know that kind of got pushed back a little bit. Some of it is already being implemented, but that's not the reason that the gas fees are so low. It's because, like they said, nobody's using it. So that kind of tells me we needed this. We really didn't need this, especially in the NFT market. There were so many stinking projects coming out every day. I mean, there was 30, 40, 50 projects just rolling out, and we didn't have enough buy pressure to keep all these projects rolling. So what I keep hearing from these guys is everything's halted. Everything's kind of put at a standstill, you know. People aren't buying. People aren't making the transactions to mint these projects out. So the reason I call that a silver lining is what a more beautiful time to build. I mean, Ray, you brought up Binance, you know, the Binance story. I know a community that's making these transactions right now. I see them do it every night in auction, you know. I see them trading bee honey and all this stuff. What a more beautiful time to build than when everything else around your ecosystem is halted, you know. And you're still out here on Twitter Spaces running a 24/7 Twitter space when people can't even hardly get people to Twitter Space anymore. People are going to come and look and be like, why are y'all still building? Why is y'all's community still so active, you know? I mean, it gets my passion going, you know, because I know that people are looking for something to get into. They're looking for that next big movement. And all they got to do is look where the activity is. I mean, there's a group of bees over here that are just enormously active and building and trying to get this thing up more and more and more and more. We want to empower and educate and just change the world, you know. So it's only a matter of time before people see this. And not only people, I mean investors. Investors put into something that's going to take off, you know. They're sitting here looking for it right now. I mean, a lot of the guys, we're talking about dollar cost average into altcoins right now. They're just looking for something to get into to make some money. That's all they want to do at the end of the day is make some money. So that's why I call that the silver lining. It excites me. You know, we kind of needed this. There was so much going on in the space that it was hard to see, well, what is actually good? What has actually been built on, you know? Well, now they can see it. I mean, they're going to see the ones that fall away. There's going to be a cleansing of the whole, you know, the whole space. And they're going to be able to see, okay, here's a project that's building. Here's a project that's building. Here's a project that's building, you know. And I mean, all those projects are going to lift together, you know. So it's still going to be, it's not competition. It's just like, hey, here's the ones we need to invest in. So,
right. Well, and then the collaboration part, that's what I was talking about in that article. It was talking about is there's going to be this new generation of people that are going to come in and be builders and all that stuff too. But this one that's been over here for 2, 3, 4 years already, we can be like, okay, this is what's needed here. This just in general, just helping, you know, the entire space. And it is exciting to be, like you said, just building, man, and doing things, just being active, because yes, it doesn't matter. We know that this is again, it's not going anywhere, and it's you know, it's ripe for anyone right now. It really is. Anyone that kind of stakes their claim and takes their stand and carves out their space, you can do this. And that's what I mean too, individually as well. Carving out you as being this, you know, whatever, like the FOMO Head show, right? And D-Ray and how you guys doing this on Spaces, and Tim and I on YouTube. We're carving out our spot because it will, once this happens, you know, like we've heard over and over again, when you hear with the .com and the website stuff, it is funny. I wasn't really in it obviously, but to think back, because I remember in the 90s I kind of had a messed up goofy computer, and you know, it did the dial up, and yeah, you were thinking it was almost there. But then if you really think back, 2004 and then iPhone, think of whatever this next device that's going to be a part of whatever blockchain adoption, you know, because the internet, when it really blew up, when the smartphone, and that was the big, huge, you know, deal. So it is funny to kind of think about what is this, right? What is this that we're going to be a part of? Because we really don't know. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll just add or finish off on that because we got this coming up in a minute. But yeah, I think it's actually going to be the blockchain and this ecosystem which pulls us out of the recession once they figure out the supply chains and get everything back in line, because that's really what's slowing our growth down. That's increased the demand, and they're trying to stop the demand by increasing the rates. Because they have to figure out the supply chain and get things back, online. But once that happens, then we'll normalize. But it's really going to be the industry of, Web3 and the blockchain that's gonna steamroll us out of it and pull us out of it. And this is my belief, not financial advice or anything. But I do think that we're in the position when we're building here, like you're saying, building these projects that have real world value and applications. Whether it's in banking or supply chain or something like that, not just an art project. Not that there's anything wrong with some of the art projects, and if you want to do that, but the use cases for blockchain it's been written on, incessantly, that what it can do for the supply chain and manufacturing and all that kind of stuff is just going to increase efficiency, which is going to make everything better. And then we can also track, so that this stuff doesn't happen to us again, right?
Yep.
We can all follow along and take care of things. So that's just my little opinion on that as we watch this auction click away.
I'll even add something, since you're in the real estate business. I'm looking for homes to change their design and put some home offices in there and some home studios and some more Wi-Fi. And just think about that. I wish I had a studio in my house right now. I wish I had, different things going on.
That happened during the pandemic. Everybody was moving out of New York City, and they were like, "Oh, New York City's dead. It'll never bounce back." It did bounce back, and but more people wanted home office, all the kind of perks, the yard, so they didn't have to go out and run around to find open space like they have to do in New York City. But even here, you wanted more open space. You wanted more space so that you could.
Oh my goodness!
Canada.
What are you doing?
Oh, and France. Oh, Canada.
Oh, look at this one, Cameroon.
What is that flag?
Malta. Oh yeah,
New
Malta.
New records tomorrow night. New records across the board. Get your ETH ready.
Even the Blaze looks like a champ, man. Wow.
That is heavy duty stuff right there.
Wow. Right.
That's going to be big.
I don't have enough bee honey to compete with you guys.
That's a beautiful lineup. That's a beautiful lineup right there. Wow. Yeah, Malta, France, Canada, Cameroon, and a Blaze.
Look at that, Dr. Tubing. You got the captain doctor on the Malta.
Yep.
What was Malta? We had a Malta out there, wasn't it?
We did have a Malta, yeah. I can't remember what she went for.
I like the flag. Beautiful flag.
Yep. Canada and France.
Canada and France.
Didn't we had a France already, didn't we?
You're French, aren't you? You French?
No.
I'm just joking.
Oui.
Oh. Irish, English, German, no French.
No. That is awesome, man.
But yeah, that is a collection right there.
It really is. I'm gonna just going through the Facebook. We got Facebook users, Tim. You got it out on Facebook, so we got users checking it out.
Oh, we're everywhere. We're on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, on 3 different pages.
Yeah, so. Good evening. Oh, hey guys, from Jazz Bees and New Zealand. Awesome. Welcome. And this is exactly right, George. It's what that's Warren Buffett. Yep. That's exactly, because it is. It's what it happens all throughout. That's what I think we talked about it a little bit in the other show. That's what they were doing during the Depression, right? There was people scooping up all kinds of deals, man. It's just hard to do during that time,
But even if you got in early and then you took the ride down, some people don't have another truckload to back up. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. I do, Momo. It is.
I'm thankful. I will say sports grills, because there's still sports going on. In a good economy and a bad economy, people love to follow their sports.
Yep.
Like to have a beer after work. They like to have good chicken tenders, great chicken tenders.
Yep.
So we've been fortunate, but you still have to pay attention. It's not. I'll give you a perfect example. You, Jim, you, Tim, and Ray. You talk about capital. So AC unit goes down. To fix the AC unit is $33,000, but to get a new one is $12,000. The unit should be replaced, but you don't replace the unit. You just get a compressor, and you do future and present day of money. But in a good time, previous administration, previous pandemic, that kind of things, you're just changing out AC units. You don't care. You're just busy. The economy is a monster. People need to understand that. You have to. We told, do your own research. Pay attention. Look at your neighbor. I haven't seen anybody buy a brand new motorhome lately. I bet you there's some on Craigslist. You want to pick up some motorhomes.
I was adding up what a puppy costs there, FOMO.
Yeah.
till I get the waterworks. I got the waterworks, and then doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the puppy costs. It's all right.
Yeah, actually, that is one area that's well, it does happen for certain people. We don't want to go down that range, but there's some people choose something different. By the way, bees get those. Oh, look at that,
That's
George.
right, Georgia. I know he's awesome.
Yeah. So, but always remain positive and focused, like we talked about.
Yeah.
And then, as D-Ray said, if the highway's not used right now with Ethereum, which we know it's not, because I purchased something earlier today, and the sale went through so fast, I thought I was looking at it wrong. Like I hit buy, and it was in my wallet in like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm going, is that really in my wallet that fast? Like 15 seconds? And there's, it did remind me of the pandemic. You drive to work and there's no cars on the freeway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, I just got to work in like 8 minutes. Like there's no such thing as traffic anymore.
Wow. Really?
And then to talk about something we haven't talked about, commercial real estate. Like Waste Management here, they used to have a big office. Everybody used to come to work. Now everybody's working remote. They just left their building. Now it's empty.
Well, I'll give you another side of that is actually that I drive around my town, which has 5 train stops in it. I'll drive by those train stops. No one's parked there anymore. They're not taking mass transit anymore. They don't have to. They can work remote most of the time now. Even around here, we're close to the city. It's a 38-minute train ride into the city, 45-minute train ride. So they get to work a couple days out here, a couple days in. The train platform is empty. So you can go. You used to have, permit parking and all that. Now it's like, go ahead, park. No big deal. But the highways are full. Our highways are full because everybody's moving around in their own car. Everybody wants to, you've got people driving around in their cars with their masks on, by themselves. So, but they want to be, by themselves. They don't want to take mass transit. They don't want to do that. So it makes traffic on the highway, pretty tough.
Right.
So I've noticed that's more.
Right. And then if you can afford it, I recommend again. Can I get that little streamer there?
Yeah.
Just 1 second. Just to protect myself.
You got to protect the FOMO.
There you go. If I've seen people get on vacations, the locations that I used to go to that I see people taking photos, it's like empty. Like you can go to Pompeii now in Rome. You're not even going to bump into anybody. Like hey, I'm going to the Eiffel Tower. There's no wait. There's no, walk up the Eiffel Tower. It's just an interesting time. If you have the ability to travel, people are very happy to see you there because the economy is tough for everybody. It's just an interesting way of looking at it. And if I never got into crypto and you said, what would you do if you had a crystal ball and you never got into crypto yet or NFTs or anything? When would you want to get in? I would want to meet you guys today.
Right.
With my
looking at my crystal ball, I think there will be a pump this weekend because FOMO Head is going to the Metaverse convention in Vegas. And I know FOMO is going to be doing some FOMO, so we will see a spike in these transactions in the daylight hours on the West Coast. So he's going to be FOMOing into some projects. So.
Yep, 100%.
Watch that ETH pump a little bit.
Yeah, or we're gonna get some people that need Collabify, because Collabify during these times, like I said, people need people. And as I say in the spaces I run all the time, project comes second, community comes first. Build your community, build your community, build your community, build your community. Project comes out, you sell out because you're talking to your community and they've already supported you. So it's kind of an interesting thing I found out.
Yeah.
You know, if I knew, I know now in the restaurant business, if I open up a restaurant business, I just feed people for free or 50% off as you do a slow open. Everybody knows about a slow open. You get the staff, accumulating. You just get 50% off. And the media, we're doing 50% off for 2 weeks as we get used to things. It's not going to run perfectly, And then D-Ray, what you were saying when you checked the, especially Tim with your show, there was like 40 to 50 things coming out every day. I even said as I go through everything, I don't even have time to look at more than 5. Right. So it shouldn't work that way. And I'm in a perfect world. There should be 2. There should be 2 projects a day max.
Well, go back to the community part. You remember how many I turned on, and it was like, they're putting out 10,000, but they have 1,200 people in their Twitter followers. And they're getting 8 likes and whatever. I'm like, I don't know why they're minting tomorrow. A collection of 10,000. So, but times were good, right? They were like, just get it out there. Let's just go. Let's use it to attract people. But that's what you should see projects that come out that are checking all the boxes and have been gathering people for months to be in their community to get their tribe going. So that's the important part, like you're saying.
Wasn't that moon one? Anybody remember the moon one, or was it the one that the gentleman from Reddit, had as a
moon
thing?
Birds. Yeah, moon birds.
That thing came out, went to the moon. I mean, legitimately.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, what's so hot about this project? I mean, the artwork is I don't even get it. And
they had a dream team of influencers at the top. So they had lists of like 1 million people following them already. So
I'm just going to share my screen. There was a little thing that just came up that maybe they can cut at the end of this video. We need the bees to do something, right? So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you got it. This is inspect, right? NFT inspect.xyz. When you go here, you can go to the collections, right? Let me just make sure, like I said, I can go and get people the right information. So if I go in here, I don't think you can do it right here because there's a little tool, and no, it doesn't. Here, hold on. How do you get there? Rankings. There we go. So click rankings, okay, and then in here you just put Ethereum, and you just put social bees, right, and it will say, right, we got this is our project here. Social Bees University is locked. Only 24 more votes are needed. You can vote to unlock by following these steps. We need the bees. To do this. We need the bees to do this. 24 of us. You think we can do it?
You just found that?
Put the link? Put the link in the chat. The main link.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll share that.
But I will. I'll do it afterwards. But all you got to do is download Inspector Chrome extension. So be in your Google Chrome. Okay. I'm in Firefox right now. So you would just download this. Then all you're going to do is go to Social Bees University official Twitter profile. And that is crypto_swarm. When you go there, you're going to click the vote to unlock button next to the follow button. And that will be a vote that we need. Okay. So just
does somebody want to do that without doxing themselves, or how do we go about doing that?
If somebody wants to do that, I mean, that's fine. But that's all you do. So let me start from the beginning. All you're doing is going to this NFT inspect.xyz. I'll put the link in here and we'll put it in the description. You go to
that
rankings.
needs to go in the Discord too.
It's in the Discord. That's why I found it while we were on. So you hit the rankings. This is Tide 239. So in the rankings, you just put in social bees. Oh, you got to make sure you separate it. Okay. Social bees. There we are. And then there's this. And just follow the directions.
That's
and
pretty impressive. Look at us.
Yep, that is. Look at us.
Social
Right.
bees.
So hopefully we can do that. I mean, it's helpful. It's anybody that owns a bee or bee honey. I think you might want to do that. Pretty good idea.
It is. And I will go one more thing. We're talking about in a recession or close to a recession. It gets you to be.
Is this it, Ray?
It is. I'm putting it in there now. I just posted it.
I did, Ray. You see what I posted?
No.
On the screen?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it on the screen, but I'll just put a link in the chat. My bad.
Right. I just wanted to make sure I got the right one.
NFTinspect.xyz. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, FOMO. My bad.
No, you're great. It's just when we talk about what D-Ray was talking about too, this is the build. This is our time to build. Get out of our box. You guys brought up the God hates NFTs. That only comes from a downward market. That doesn't come if everybody's just buying NFTs and the markets go. You don't have to think, hey, we're going to come out with 10,000 today at 0.08. We're going to sell out. Have a nice day. But now you go, hey guys, nobody's selling out. Nobody's dropping 10,000 with no community and blowing it out the door unless their Twitter space is amazing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm talking about, I talked to Ray earlier. I popped into another Twitter, but somebody let me know, hey, this is an alpha group. I joined in. I bought a couple of their things. I went in. This is FOMO head. I just FOMOed into your project, yada, yada, yada. In the past 2 days, I picked up 150 followers from this one group. Who does that?
Right.
And then all of a sudden I'm paying attention. He's getting likes and shares from really famous people. So then I'm liking those people to understand what he's doing. And he's doing this whole let's just say swarm. So I'm challenging ourselves, and I'll talk to D-Ray later. The bees need to swarm. The bees need to have a swarm attack. We need 150 bees. We need to be, hey, we're swarming this. We're now, go. And you just swarm, and we buzz. And you buzz and go. Hey, can I get up? And you're out. And everybody's like, what's going on with the bees? You just been stung. Da-da-da-da. Then we run our own spaces. It's just the excitement needs to be there.
Right.
Because you need to get creative.
Yeah.
You need to get creative. And
well, tomorrow I'm having we're having a little get together. Anybody that can join, and that's what we got Henry that's going to be just going over some strategies and doing some stuff too.
Yeah.
Right. It is. It's time. I mean, my goodness, it has to happen. I mean, this is everybody's project, man, and it is. That's what I'm pumped about too.
And I'll even say one thing, Tim, you get a kick of it. You hear at times people say, as the flood, as we're in a drought and you have to carry water from 5 miles away to survive. I'm tired.
Right.
I'm tired. Dude, we have to bring the water in. Let's go. And we need so much for the community to survive. You got to get up earlier. You got to stay up later. You have to work hard. You have to collaborate. You have to count on your team. And then D-Ray, a shout out to Alibi. Yeah. I mean, have you seen some of the stuff coming out of that office? I mean, I'm letting you know. I was looking at it today going, wow, wow, wow. I mean, I'm just impressed. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, we make ourselves even more professional because now we just don't go on Twitter Spaces. We send out these amazing things that Ali designs.
Yep.
And it's just like it. I feel it. Like we're in a quote unquote downward time, but not the bees.
Yeah.
Not the bees. It's time to swarm. It's time to stretch. And it's time to, lean on each other and let's rock and roll.
We're in swarm mode, not survive mode. We're in swarm mode.
No, we are.
That's why Allie B tries so hard. She's passionate. She's
Yep.
passionate
She's amazing.
about what she's doing. So,
like I said, how are you going to do that, Ray Light?
We will be known for this when it's all done. It is.
I love it.
Like those crazy, just because that's all people think about is like, did you burn one?
I burned one.
Oh.
What's your number at, Ray?
1660, 1670.
1670. Nice. You'll get there one of these days.
What do you mean 1670? Oh,
I'm burning. Yeah, man, it's just
He's
sitting
still
there.
searching.
Yeah, just going.
I got a 5 million.
But yeah, thank you, Hatsack. It is if you did download that Chrome, and I know you got it. I'm just letting everybody know they saw the question. Download the Chrome extension. If you get it from the Chrome store, you really probably not too much to be concerned about. That's just probably how they track everything. When you vote, it just kind of has a little API back to that site.
Right.
Clear 24. Hopefully, we can have this pretty by tonight. Be great. Yep. Hey, Momo, you're going to be gone for a bit, right? So
I know I'm not going to be on the show for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll miss you, man.
Well, I might click in live if you let me.
Phone in, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm letting you know that Hatsack and I and 2 other people that I'm not going to dox live, we're going to Las Vegas for the Metaverse convention at the Vegas Convention Center. We're very excited. Like I said, hey, this happened from Tuesday, and we're leaving on Thursday. That's how it works. Hey, I need this, and this. Let's go. What? We're going. I go, now I'm at work. I got paperwork to do. We're leaving. We're leaving for Vegas.
Take pictures, FOMO.
Oh, we're going to do a lot. When then
it's a new lifestyle. It's FOMO 51 now, buddy. FOMO 51.
I was just going to say, on 51 hours notice?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually,
Pretty
that's
much.
exactly
2 days, 51 hours.
FOMO
51.
FOMO 51.
51 hours. And then I have to what? What do you mean? So this is the shortest notice of going somewhere in the history of my life. Hey, we're going to what?
But you make it happen.
But listen, this is I see a 2-day go ahead go. This is right. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, getting in the car Monday after Hatsack and I do a famous, breakfast buffet, get my coffee and eggs and stuff, and load up the road.
Don't rub it in, man.
Oh, man, dude, it's going to be amazing.
I
do want to say that I do this for our community. I do not do it for us. The answer is no for me. And seriously, no. I'm not going. I don't want to go. But the community says go. And I'll say, okay.
Yep.
Letting you know I'm not going for me.
I know.
It's drinking cappuccino in the morning. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you.
That's right.
I love it.
For you.
I'm looking forward to it, man. So yeah, that's exciting. And it's good times, man. Good times ahead.
This is my first one of not an NFT Connect. Like you guys went to NFT Miami. Yep. And you going NFT? Hey, am I getting a commitment from you? Are you going to NFT NYC next year?
Next year.
I'm going with you. Judge, you're already going to be there. I didn't know that.
Yep. D-Ray?
Oh, yeah. Where I go.
There you go. Right on. Right on.
Can you imagine this group in New York City? All we're going to be doing is buzzing. Go, hey.
That's right.
Yep. Gonna be
need is a backpack that shows the NFTs, but we need to get a radio in the back, and it sounds like there's a hive in the backpack.
Well, we'll have a guy. I'll have a guy. He'll just have the backpack. He'll
think, and he just walks around, and you hear bees, in the hive, and people think there's actually bees in the backpack.
That's right. That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
Love it.
We'll have our Trioma Club merch by then. So
that's right. Free comic jackets. Yep. Woo! Right, man. That's right, D-Ray.
That's it.
And we're every one of us multi. Love it. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, I'm not multi. I only have one. Hatsack has one.
You're multi. It's multi.
And you got what? 3 D-Ray or 2?
2.
2. So you're multi, and handsome man up in the corner, he's got 3. And 3, 6. He's the $6 million man. You're the 3. I'm the 2. Me and D-Ray are 2.
That's a billion. Don't.
I'm sorry, billion. I'm right. I was thinking of the $6 million man.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
Back in the
Sushi
70s, that was like $1 billion.
Yeah, you know, that's funny.
You're talking about inflation.
When they said the 6 million, seriously,
Yeah.
6 million. I get like a
$6
foot.
million now.
What do you get for 6 million now? Like we want to do his leg, his arm, his eyeball. What are we gonna do?
I can't even get a McLaren. I can't even get a McLaren for that.
6 million? No, we gotta spend a little bit more. 7 million? No, a lot more.
Not even enough for our boat, FOMO. It's not even enough for our boat.
Oh, no way. Now, if we did break down, he can kick in the water. You know, just have Steve Austin kick in the water, and he goes, and that would be your energy.
And that's the same guy that was a Fall Guy too, right? Isn't that the Fall Guy?
Yep.
Yes.
I think so.
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors. That's right.
And then Lindsay Wagner as the Bionic Woman.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yep.
Love that show. Love that show.
Yeah.
They had
Bionic
great
ear.
shows back then, man. Great shows.
Oh, I did love that. It was
Yeah.
I mean, and then I do want to say, who's the gentleman this morning? He came up with he's wearing his Crocs, and it was with you, and he said he's in. I came up with stealth mode. He came up with a different mode. So we're going to design some, stand back. I'm in stealth mode.
Right.
But his was another one. I couldn't even stop laughing. So I wrote,
he had speed mode.
What was it?
Say less,
Larry.
Yep. What was the mode he was in?
Wasn't it speed mode?
Yeah, it was like speed mode or something. Stand back. I'm locked and loaded. I'm like, wow.
Speed mode.
He said he ran some race in his Crocs, and I was like, yeah, that's how you end up.
It was a race of one. He's
That's
in the
right.
race
By himself.
It was raining. He's like, stand back. I'm in, hydro mode. I forgot it. I have notes at the house. I can't remember.
Oh, that's good.
You guys
All
are
right.
awesome.
Sounds
Was
good.
it hyper? I think it was hyper mode.
It could have been hyper
mode.
mode and hyper speed mode.
Yeah.
I definitely have my notes for that.
Oh, sport mode.
Yes.
Sport mode.
There you go. There you go.
Is
Right on.
that covering me?
Sport mode.
That's always covering you.
Yeah. This is true. Again, I'm privileged. I'm in sports mode. Get back.
Sport mode.
Right.
Yep.
I love the idea of a backpack with a radio in there with a bee sound. Imagine walking through a hotel and have people just look at you like, dude, is there bees in that backpack? Just have it loud enough where you hear the hive.
Yep, absolutely. And closing thoughts. Any closing thoughts before we wrap it up tonight? Just for me, you see this? Where it is? Oh, that right there. The Ray of Light. Okay, that's my Twitter handle. If you want to kind of be on this show or you got questions about this show, DM me, message me on Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you back. And let's start kind of networking, connecting, right? But that's my handle on Twitter. And we want to know what you want to talk about. On here, what questions you have. So hit me up in there, and I appreciate it.
I like that. What do you got?
Excellent.
Judge? What do you got for closing thoughts?
TimJudge.com.
There you
As
go.
it links up to all my socials. You can then contact me anywhere you want.
Got his own site.
And then D-Ray, what do you got?
Yeah.
Right there. Point to it right there, man.
D-Ray Crypto.
Yeah.
Right there. I'll put up. I can't point to yours. I thought I could stretch over.
Web
If I could, I look. I can't get over.
That's
So
right.
we have to do one time, and I'm not joking. I don't know how we're gonna do it. We need to get the same of something. You know how they toss it? Like I'm gonna go like this,
All right, and we catch it. Yeah, and you can throw it up. Yeah,
catch it,
I'll
and
catch
then
it.
we'll do it this way, and then you come down, and you go. We need to do it one time.
I like it.
It's a
That
fun
works.
little TikTok, if you will.
It is.
But remember, I'm FOMO Head at FOMO Head. Follow me. I follow back. Hatsack and I have a show in the mornings, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Twitter Spaces. We have a great time. She is the content director. We are prepared. We are focused. We do a recap, and we have a good time. But we remain focused. We talk about crypto. We talk about NFTs, and we just have a good time. Right now, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's Shill You. So if you're out there and you have a project, and we want to hear from you, and we want to know about your project because we care. and we want to figure out how we can help. So that's our little show.
Beautiful.
So
Thank you, sir.
great show,
Enjoy,
guys.
enjoy Vegas. We will miss you. And yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow again, D-Ray and Tim. And look at that.
Come on.
Get your wallets
Yeah.
out.
Yep. I'll be early
Good thing
tomorrow
I'm gonna
night.
be- good thing I'm going to be traveling tomorrow. I will not be FOMOing into that.
What do you give me if I sweep the
right.
queens? What do you guys give me if I sweep the queens?
I'll go like this.
A big hand. Yeah, that's it.
We
go
will
like
have some, we
go
will
like
have
that.
some we will have some busy bees tomorrow night that are distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
True, D-Ray.
FOMO's never distracted.
Right
He'll
on.
have a laptop with him. He'll be ready to go.
And yeah, before we wrap up, I want to see the hat, FOMO. But yep, thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
absolutely.
Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Good night, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Yep. See ya.